What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Latin Explaining. My name is Denise. For those who do not know me, for those who do, you guys know how we do it out here. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. Today's show is going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Today, we're going to have a live show where people can call in and actually participate. And I know I'm restructuring a little bit things here, doing a little bit of, housekeeping here on Latin explaining. So definitely I'm trying to keep the shows a little shorter. So definitely Thursdays, guys, are the shows where you call in and actually can express your opinion out here. So definitely today is the day. Okay. We can talk also about past streams and whatnot. So definitely feel free to tune in as soon as I share the link. I see that Jose Morena Sonda already here. Jose says, I love the background music as well. Yeah, I love it too. It's so relaxing. And like I said, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn. Today's show is going to go really well. I'm going to go into overtime for sure today. It's not going to be like a really short stream. It's going to be a little longer because I have some stuff that I have to bring to attention. So definitely, guys, like I said, today is pre social Thursday. Okay. So like I said, grab your drinks, grab your snacks. Let's get this show started.
Take it to the next level.
So definitely, guys, today I bring a few uh, things that I was dreading to have to talk about because of their nature, but it needs to be talked about. Okay, so if you are a little bit on the sensitive sector when it comes to more delicate subjects because of the nature of the news today, I will advise you to skip this um, because it's a little bit I'm not gonna give any details, but it's not too pleasant. The news today are a little sad, but it has to be spoken about. And one of the questions that I want to start with is the fact that we're going through so many things with the C-19, and we're going through a lot of things with the anti-vaxxers and the vaccinated, and they're actually going at each other's throats. So crazy. Hi Terrell, what's up? uh, but I have one question for Carmen Ana Gonzalez, the DCPS secretary of in Puerto Rico. What the fuck is going on, lady? Like, what the hell is going on with your department and what you're doing with our children down in Puerto Rico? So far, over 8,000 referrals have been submitted to the DCPS in Puerto Rico because of child abuse. And you might ask yourself, why is she bringing this up? Like, why is she even talking about this? Well, like I said, 8,000. And to be honest with you, in the past year or so, we've seen several children being killed by either their parents or their caregivers and whatnot. And we see that the DCPS has no presence, basically. Well, I don't know if you guys remember, like back when I first started this channel, I did a special stream dedicated to Andrea Ruiz Costas, right? And there was a judge that actually, I think I played the audio about her hearing with the judge at that time, which believed that she didn't had a case. So she threw out her case and whatnot, and she didn't grant her restraining order against the man that eventually sexually assaulted her, killed her, and burned her. And eventually he killed himself while in prison. So that same judge is for the hunt right now. She's on the hunt. I see that Johnny Mills is here. Hey, what's up, Johnny Mills? I hope you're doing okay. I hope you have your snacks and your drinks and whatnot. Today's show is going to go in overtime. I'm just telling people, okay? Now, before I continue, and the reason why I'm bringing Carmen Ana Gonzalez is because this past Tuesday, unfortunately, we had a situation with 8-year-old Jaden Eliel Santiago Figueroa in Aguas Buenas, Puerto Rico. This kid that you see here is an 8-year-old that was placed under the care of his father 2 months ago. And this past Tuesday, his father took him to the IMA in Caguas, the hospital in Caguas, unresponsive, and he passed away, unfortunately. When they started investigating the case, the kid had burns, bruises, broken bones, and a lot of other. His body was mutilated and tortured in a very extensive way. So definitely, some of them look like they were older, some look like they were recent and whatnot. But the kid passed away. He was even burned in his stomach. So when they asked him, he said that the kid fell from his bed. That was his initial response and whatnot. And then eventually, when they continue asking him questions, he basically said that he reprimanded him because he was taking a shower, and the kid asked him for his iPad. And, he started reprimanding him for whatever reason he thought it was correct in his deviated mind, and ended up killing his own son. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this is because 2 months ago, the reason why he went and was placed to live with his dad was because the little boy made some questionable accusations towards his uncle, his mom's brother, saying that he molested him. So of course, the mom said, I don't live with him. That was a situation that happened, but I live separate. I was not aware of it, but I'm willing to work on it. I want to take my kid and get him to therapy and whatnot so that we can work things out. But the judge decided that she was not fit to take care of her own son that she had been taking care of for 8 years. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about this judge, the Honorable Ingrid Alvarado Rodriguez. I would say the infamous Ingrid Alvarado Rodriguez. Why am I talking about Andrea Costas in connection with Jaden Elias Santiago Figueroa? The reason why I'm bringing this judge again into the spotlight is because this is the same judge that told Andrea Ruiz Costas that she didn't have a case. This is the same judge that threw out her case because she said that there was not enough proof that Andrea Ruiz Costas was under a serious threat. So she didn't give her a restraining order. Now we see her again placing, even though the kid was still being abused, the mother talked about the physical abuse that was taking place with the father. And she said that supposedly the kid was to stay with the dad, and 2 months later, the kid is dead. So the fact that the reason why I have the same question, Jose. Jose says, "How is that? How is it that she's still a judge?" I have no idea. In less than a year that we know of, because of mainstream media in Puerto Rico, this lady has two dead on her belt, or we shall say her robe. But I do not know, honestly, how Ingrid Alvarado Rodriguez is still a judge presiding in Puerto Rico. I have no idea. Like I said, this is something that's disgusting to me. And how she even thought, to be honest with you, that this man was fit to actually take care of a kid. If you see this man, let's say you're a judge, just put yourself in her position. Um, you know, let's just say that this man is present in one of your hearings. Would you let him take an 8-year-old to his house? Because I wouldn't. Look at that, look at that face, look at that expression. Like, I seriously wouldn't. And the fact that what irritates me more about this type of case is that we have today in the newspaper, we have Miss Carmen Ana Gonzalez, the DCPS secretary in Puerto Rico, saying that you know, they are not responsible for what happened, that they did not fail Jaden Elier Santiago Figueroa. That's what she is saying. And the judge is saying basically that supposedly they did not fail Andrea, that they did not fail Jaden, simply because she said, I did not have any report from the DCPS at the time of my determination. So basically, they're doing the classic hot potato situation that they did with Andrea Ruiz Costas, is the same thing that they're doing now with Jaden. This is the injustice system that we have in Puerto Rico. But of course, you know, because it's a little boy, so who cares, you know? That this little angel actually was killed simply because we have all these incompetent people in office and nobody is responsible. And to be honest with you, I cannot put the video on, but I'm gonna put the audio so you guys can hear it. When the DSP colonel said, he gave an interview to someone in the press in Puerto Rico, and this man was, during that interview that I had the opportunity to see, he was so disgusting investigating this case. Mind you, he works with this type of cases for a living, and if he was disgusted, imagine how disgusting this is. Okay, the fact that, like I said, we have to come to this situation and that these are the things that are happening, and no one, somehow no one is responsible. But I'm going to play the audio. I advise everybody, it's in Spanish. I will try to translate as much as I can, but for those who do listen to me that speak Spanish or understand Spanish, you guys are okay. You guys are not going to have any issues with it. Okay, so let's go for the audio.
Sí, mira, es una situación que es apática, es rara. Que en los pasados días hemos tenido 3 casos de esta índole, así que ha sido un tanto difícil, pero nosotros, ahora digo yo, ¿verdad? Se nos entrena para poder afrontar situaciones como esta. Uno no quiere que vengan, pero en el momento que llegan, pues uno tiene que trabajarlas pues, de la manera que tiene que ser, de la forma profesional y de la forma en que se nos ha enseñado.
Desde que ustedes, la policía se personó al hospital Menonita, que Jonathan, el papá de este niñito, dijo que se había caído de la cama. Ustedes los agentes desde el primer momento supieron que eso no era así.
No, definitivamente inmediatamente llegan los agentes, ¿verdad? Y es un personal que está bien experimentado, que ha trabajado otros casos, no solamente de esta índole, sino de otros más. Así que se percata en el acto de que eso no tiene que ver con ninguna caída. El doctor también reafirma lo mismo. Y claro, en una autopsia que ya un patólogo pues realiza, pues confirma lo que nosotros ya tenemos como parte de nuestra investigación.
Han dicho muchas cosas, pero de su conocimiento, y perdón por las preguntas, ¿verdad? Crudas, pero tengo que hacerlas porque se ha dicho muchas cosas y uno no sabe cuál es la verdad. Coronel, ¿qué heridas presentaba este menor? ¿En dónde? Se habla de quemaduras. ¿Qué presentaba ese cuerpecito?
Mira, como he dicho anteriormente y como va a ser parte de verdad de lo que es el sumario fiscal, yo te puedo decir verdad que tenía varios golpes visibles en diferentes partes del cuerpo, tenía unas quemaduras también en otras partes del cuerpo, entiéndase como lo que es el área de la barriga. Así que, verdad, es una escena sumamente difícil y uno, verdad, como agente investigador, estar allí, pues, verdad, que yo, como digo yo, que soy padre y abuelo, pues, es sumamente difícil, más difícil para la gente que trabajó el caso, que es una gran agente. Lisandra Aponte.
Lisandra Aponte, excelente. La agente Aponte es a quien este señor Jonathan le hace la confesión.
Sí, exacto, y a la fiscal que está a cargo del caso.
O sea, él confesó que mató a su hijo.
Bueno, lo que pasa es que nosotros no podemos tomar esa literalmente, porque él nunca utilizó esa palabra, pero dentro de las expresiones que hace y de lo que plasma en una declaración, pues claro, como yo digo, 1 más 1 es 2, así que el resultado al final del día es ese.
O sea, que él dijo, más o menos.
Bueno, que él lo reprendía y que entendía que lo había reprendido quizás más fuerte que en otras ocasiones, pero nosotros como investigadores sabemos que de reprender, agredir y a matar, hay un camino pues demasiado de largo.
So You guys just heard what Roberto Rivera Miranda said, the DSP colonel in Puerto Rico that's investigating this case. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot to actually see what's happening and how, like Jose said, they're passing the buck, to I'm not saying that necessarily the investigation, it's taking that curse. Of course, they are the ones who discovered and actually blew the whistle that this is a practice that's happening, that this is something that's going on, that this is something that's so disgusting. Morena says, sorry Denise, I hate this itch. Yeah, me too. Like I said, that's what I said before I started reporting on this. Basically, if this is something, eh, literally I have not even been able to eat today because I've been researching this story for a few days now since the news broke. And today was like my breaking point, but I needed to talk about it. And like I said, we have 8,000 referrals for child abuse as of today. In what, 8 months? In 8 months, that means that every freaking month we have almost 1,000 referrals to the DCPS. And my question remains the same. Miss Carmen Ana Gonzalez, does the life of little boys in Puerto Rico matter ish to you? Do they even matter to you at all? Are they important or they're not important? Because it's becoming a trend. It's becoming something that it's just disgusting. And I believe that if we're paying her to do the job to protect and guarantee that the children of our country have their needs met and can grow without having the person and the people that they're supposed to trust and without having to fear them, then why is it that you fail to all the time do what's needed for the best interest of these minors? I don't want to call it what I'm seeing because I don't have enough proof on it. I can only speculate, and I don't like to do that. So, of course, like I said, I'm going to refrain myself from jumping to the conclusion that I want to jump right now. But to be honest with you, this is disgusting. And when it comes to this judge, come on now, I'm going to look into, I promise you guys, I'm going to look into how we can actually complain so that this judge can be suspended and an investigation can start. Okay, because how many freaking lives this woman is going to have under her robe? When is she going to be deemed incompetent? How many people will it take? 50, 60, 100, 300, 1,000? How many? How many people have to die so that we can understand that she's incompetent? I don't know how you guys feel. Jose says, how many more children must suffer and die before they do something? I do not know. I do not know, but I'm honestly disgusted. And I'm seeing this trend mostly with little boys. What the fuck is going on? These are children we're talking about. They're innocent kids. What the hell is happening? When this is going to stop? That's what I said today. Like, I know this is a very, infuriating and disgusting topic to have to go through. But when is it gonna stop? Where do we draw the line? When are we going to become enraged at this kind of stuff? That's something that, like I said, I'm sorry that these are the news that I'm bringing today and that I wanted to go like a little bit deeper on them because, Lord, like I said, today I have not even been able to freaking eat because there's a lot of people out there, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go a little bit personal on this, but I know several women out there, several marriages out there that are trying to have children trying to go through this, going through treatments, going through the hormones, going through the IVFs, going through the whole thing because they cannot have kids. And then we have these people having kids and killing them. And we have these departments that we quote unquote put in place to actually defend little boys like this kid. And this is what we get. This is what we get. Little boys, little Puerto Rican boys deserve better. And it's time for us to start calling these people to step the fuck down. Morena says, and they used to call me paranoid with my song. Yeah. It's something, like I said, it's something crazy. Morena says, eating, yeah, I have not been able to even eat today. Like I said, it's something, it's like a brain fog. I'm flabbergasted in the wrong possible way. Lord Hokage says, we all know boys and men don't matter to society. Apparently, because like I said, I don't want to jump to the conclusion, but it's pretty freaking obvious. It's pretty freaking obvious. When is it going to be freaking enough? I do not know. I do not know. But honestly, I am disgusted. And like I said, guys, there is more. There's 8,000 more cases. As we are speaking right now, as I speak, there are children being abused. Thousands of them. And the DCPS secretary says that she did not fail Jaden. Then why the fuck is he dead? 8 years old. For an iPad. For an iPad. Morena says, this is still the parents' fault too. Yeah, it's the parents' fault 100%. My question is, when parents become incompetent, we pay taxes so that we can have the systems in place. Because an adult has to freaking intervene. And where are they? We're on our own. Oh, but to pay taxes, we have to be here. They're the solution to our problems. This is the same. This is Gabriel Fernandez all over again. All over again. Where's the CPS? Yeah, Jose, I have the same question. Who failed them then? Lord Hokage says some people don't deserve to have children. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't freaking deserve to reprocreate. And it's something, like I said, it keeps happening. For Christ's sake, it keeps happening over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm pretty sure that from a month from now, I will get more news regarding little boys, regarding women. When is it enough? When do we draw the line? Where? Because I am not seeing it. And guys, there's nothing positive I can say about this case. There's nothing good I can say about this. And like I said, this is the only news I'm going to cover today regarding this because it's something that has to be said. Every time I hear this whole misandrous woman talking ish about men and stuff like that, does that include also the boys? Because it's starting to see like that. And I don't condone that. I just don't. This is what these movements lead to. Little boys being killed like they're nothing. Because he wasn't having a good time with his mom either. Let's not forget that. The reason why he ended with his murderous father was because he was being sexually assaulted under the care of his mother. So who did he had? Who did he had if he did not have even his mother? I don't know. I just, like I said, guys, I'm gonna try to move on from this because if I continue, I'm not gonna stop. It's been almost 30 minutes about this situation. But definitely, I will bring you guys the information regarding what we can do uh, to actually have this situation regulated, because it's not going to stop. I can guarantee you it might even get worse. So brace yourselves. But it's a freaking shame and it's disgusting. Let's keep it moving. Now, guys, let's move from all the situation and go into sports, okay? Today, I know this week has been all kinds of crazy between, Saturday fight. I don't know if I know I have a lot of people that are into boxing just like myself, are into combat sports a lot just like myself, into a lot of sports and whatnot. So one thing I would say, I don't know if you guys watch the Meister Fox or Maestre Fox uh, boxing bout that took place this past Saturday. But this lady, Gloria Martinez, was the female judge of the year somehow. I don't know how. But the WBA judge Gloria Martinez was suspended for 6 months after her scoring of Saturday boxing bout 117 110 raised some suspicions. The investigation also included her social media, and this was found. Now, before I go into her tweets, I want to remind you guys, for all of you guys that did not watch this, including myself, I did not watch that one because I was watching Derek Lewis. Um, this lady actually was the judge of the Maestre. I think he's from Venezuela, if I'm not mistaken. If I got it wrong, correct me in the chat. But I believe Maestre is from Venezuela, and Fox is an African American. And they were fighting. Fox clearly win, and the judge that one of the judges that actually scored that fight was her. And people could not believe that. People could not believe that Fox was losing in the scorecards. And eventually they started investigating the scoring because people were disgusted about the decision. And when they started investigating the whole thing and started investigating why she was the only judge that actually scored it like that, they launched a whole investigation into her social media, thinking that she probably had some, how sometimes with the referees in good old days of boxing, referees used to call the fights and do certain things because they actually bet on the fight for somebody to win and somebody to lose and whatnot. So definitely, uh, she was investigated, and this was found on her Twitter. So, she started making like a lot of racist tweets and whatnot, and they just suspended her pending an investigation. A lot of people are calling for her cancellation altogether. A lot of people are calling for her to be, taken out of scoring future fights. Some people are even going wild and saying, that they might have to look into past fights that she has scored regarding Black individuals. So, to be honest with you, I cannot, I cannot even believe it. Let me know what you guys think about this. But to be honest with you, this lady does not paint a good picture for me. I know she's a fellow Latina from Nicaragua and whatnot, but come on, lady. We live in modern days. Losing a fight is not the end of the world. Latinos are notorious for, when they have to go down, they go down, and they raise back up. Okay, we don't have to actually do this kind of stuff simply because it's racially motivated. Now, speaking of boxing, a fight that we might not even watch, and that we were already, I don't know how many of you guys were ready to watch this fight like I was, is the Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence Jr. fight. We were supposed to watch this fight, and now Errol Spence Jr. is confirmed that he is injured. I believe his retina actually suffered a tear. So he's not going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao now is going to fight Jordanis Ugas for the welterweight WBA title. So he's not going to be fighting Errol Spence, and to be honest with you, that's such a disappointment. So guys, like we say in Puerto Rico, no te vistas que no vas. Okay? Put away your outfits, put away your little flags, put away everything. Let's put it on standby. It's not going to happen. Pac-Man is going to fight somebody else. It's not going to happen yet. Okay, so we might have to wait. And also, let's not forget, it gives Crawford some time to keep being a pussy and not having to face Errol Spence Jr. Because I believe Errol Spence is going to win against Manny Pacquiao. That's not, everybody knows that. Come on now. Now, guys, to be honest with you, yeah, Morena, that's our favorite saying. No te vistas que no van. So definitely, guys, no fight there. We're not gonna see it. Like I said, let's stay in standby. It's not going to happen. And I want to congratulate, France um, in their champion, in the UFC champion, heavyweight champion. I don't know how many of you guys watched the fight. I watched it here with my hobby. And I mean, I was disappointed, but of course, I knew Derek Lewis was not going to win, but I am a Derek Lewis fan. I love the Black Beast. I love him very much. I love his style, and like he says, he okay. So definitely, guys, that has been all for sports today. Like I said, let's keep it moving. Today we have a lot to unpack. So let's move to the next segment about what's going on in the music sector. That's right, guys. Before we start with this whole thing, okay, I want to remind everybody that's coming in to like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and like this video so that you can help me grow my platform because it doesn't cost you anything. It's for free. Likes are free. Let's give me a lot of likes, guys. Okay, let's support the channel, even if you don't have to donate, but at least like the video. Okay, and I appreciate a lot of you guys for actually engaging with me even post the show, after the show has ended. Now, in the music sector, Carol G is launching her new single with DJ Tiesto. I don't know how many of you guys know DJ Tiesto. I'm a Tiesto fan, of course, and I am a Carol G fan, of course. You guys know I'm a super Carol G fan, okay? I don't care that people call her ratchet, some people call her this, some people call her that. I am a super fan. But she's going to release her new single. We saw like a little teaser on her social media that I cannot play, obviously, for copyright infringement reasons, but it's going to be called Don't Be Shy. So let's stay in the lookout for that because there's a lot of, I don't know if you guys feel it, but there's like a lot of collabs that are happening lately that are going to be great. I'm dying to see what the ATS is going to do with Carol G. I already spoke in the past of the collab that Wisin and Yandel and Don Omar are doing together. I'm waiting for that one as well. I will give you guys my review as soon as it come out. But I hope that it doesn't disappoint. And speaking of Carol G, and speaking about urban music, a lot of Latinos are nominated in the Billboards um, that's going to be celebrated this next September, the 23rd. And there is Bad Bunny leads, obviously, the nominations with 22 nominations in 13 different categories. Okay. Maluma follows him in that trend with 11 nominations, J Balvin with 9, Karol G with 8, and Anuel with 8 nominations. So there's a lot of Latinos lately killing it in the Billboard charts. If you don't know who she is, Morena? What's up? Come on, Morena. It's time to start listening to Karol G. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now, Morena. Play Bichota. You're gonna thank me later, okay? But definitely, guys, I'm so proud of us coming up in music right now and being, acknowledged. Let's hope this trend continues with the Latin Grammys because we don't see it. But definitely, it shows that, music, and I'm not saying it because Morena is like, yo soy una vieja. I don't care. You can be a bichota if you're 100 years old. I don't care. Go after this show, go and play bichota on your Apple Music and whatnot. And, when you're cleaning, play it. Trust me and thank me later. But definitely, we're seeing that Latino music is coming up majorly lately. So, definitely, like I said, I'm very proud that we have all these nominations. Of course, I'm a huge Bad Bunny, Anuel AA, Karol G, J Balvin, and Maluma fan. I'm surprised that Osuna is not there, to be honest with you. But I mean, you cannot have everything you want. Okay, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. I see that JS, hi JS, welcome. He says Johnny Press, J Press was so slept on here in America. I love his The Knockouts album. You know what? I have to agree with you on that one. I do as well. Morena says, I will look for her music. Yeah, trust me, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it because she's more on the woman empowerment section and whatnot. But I honestly like her music a lot. So definitely, go check her out, guys. And now let's go for the main topic. Well, guys, today, you guys know that Monday I did a stream that was called Where Our Ancestors Better. It was the part one. Today we're doing the part two because there was a lot of things that we could not touch. And honestly, I wanted to give someone the opportunity to bring information and educate myself included into the things that involve and the intricacies that involve Native Americans because honestly, I do not know a lot about them, and I'd rather bring somebody that is more knowledgeable in that aspect rather than just misinform you. But before I open the call lines, because I know there's a lot of people that want to jump in, and also I want someone to join so that we can talk about this. I found something regarding this whole thing. And let's not forget that Monday's stream was about, how our ancestors were great administrators of natural resources. And I know that lately, in the last, I would say 10, 15 years, we've been constantly talking a lot about climate change. We have heard climate change everywhere. Everybody's trying to go green. Hybrid has become our new form of vehicles and whatnot. And we see that even with all these measures and all these things that we're trying to do, we're still having the hottest summers on earth. We're still having the most cruel winters, horrible hurricanes, storms, earthquakes, and whatnot. Volcanoes are erupting and all that stuff at weird times. It's all happening. Like last year, I was scared every time we would get into a new month because I was like, okay, this is the one where aliens will come. I don't know how many of you guys felt like that. Like we were on different levels of Jumanji every month of 2020, but I did. Okay, I literally every time it was 30 or 31 of a month, I was like, oh, here we go, another level is unlocked. Let's go. But definitely, I came across some information reading the WCMS PDF regarding natives all around the world. We're talking about South Asia, Latin America, North America, Alaskan tribes, and whatnot. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of things happening as a result of our pollution and the way we mishandle resources because of our way of life. And guess who it's affecting? It's always affecting our native folk. It's always affecting the native communities because they're not doing this harm to earth and the resources, but they're suffering the warming the loss of land, the uninhabitable situations. They're the ones suffering the burnt of this, and they at some point are going to need some help. And I noticed a trend that it's happening in Asia, and eventually they want to do the same thing to natives in South America. I don't know if I think it was last year or 2019, they won a lawsuit against an American company that wanted to deforest the Amazons, a sector of the Amazons, and that is also the habitat of a lot of indigenous tribes, the last of the Arawak. Um, that's the people where, if you're from the Caribbean, that's where our Tainos came from. Okay, so that's the last of our people. And what they did is that they sued and they won against these American corporations. And literally a month later, somehow a fire happened and ravaged their community, which is completely crazy. And now in Asia and also in Alaska, there are talks about how climate change is affecting natives in different parts of the world, and they're only 5% of the population, which is they're literally in the brink of extinction. And what the governments are trying to do is relocate them. It's instead of just preserving their natural habitats and the places that they have created to live, they're supposed to be relocated. Some have decided that yes, they want to relocate because they admit they don't want to become extinct or suffer any further, but some really just want to stay. And among those that are trying to stay, I came across a tribe that is in Alaska, and I wanted to share with you guys. Uh, I'm sorry. The village of Kivalina has lost roughly half of its livable space. More robust seawalls and an exit roadway are being constructed, but the community is fighting to relocate entirely. This is their community. They have lost, this was twice its size. I don't know if you guys can see this little bit of land here. And now the problem that Native Americans are having, at least certain tribes in Alaska and whatnot, is that the US said, okay, if you guys are willing to relocate, we will relocate you guys. But then when it was time to actually relocate them and give them a space where they can live freely, they're not doing anything. And they're leaving them here to their own fate. This is what's happening. This is what's come to happen to our Native Americans here in North America. And like I said, this is a trend that's happening with all indigenous people around the world. But today I wanted to bring light into Native Americans and what they're going through. There's a lot of things that are happening. And let's not forget, I don't care what laws said. In my opinion, we're guests in the land. So, of course, it's irritating for me to see, that they have to go through this stuff and even ask permission to go to another piece of their land. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but to be honest with you, I feel disgusted. Okay, I feel disgusted because, like I said on Monday's stream, I believe that our natives did it better. They were better at everything when it comes to, understanding where we live, and they were better at housekeeping. They were not, people that polluted the earth. They were not people that actually did all this harm to resources or exploited earth, and they actually knew how to work things better. And we're coming to a point when we decided to say, oh, you're so ignorant, you're savages and whatnot. And we discarded their wisdom. We did whatever the hell we wanted to do to planet Earth. And now they have to also carry the consequences. That's extremely unfair. If you think this is fucked up, put a number one in the chat. Because I do. And just like them, like I said, there's many of them. Because like I said, let's not forget that in everywhere they are, they're the most discriminated and the poorest communities. A lot of people have the misconception that they live in this beautiful, they are all in the Grand Canyon living this beautiful life in the wild and whatnot. And that is not true. They're not living like Pocahontas. This is the current state of how many Native Americans here in North America live. They're often discriminated. They're often pushed to the side. They're often, disregarded. They often give their advice of how things are supposed to run, but people discard them because they're still under the preconceived notion of being savages. Probably, I don't know what I'm talking about. Probably I'm just some full of shit, And like I said, today it's not gonna be about me talking. I want to bring people in. I've talked for almost an hour, but before I do, I'm gonna go into a quick intermission, guys. You guys know how I do it here. It's time if you guys want to use, uh, you know, take a quick, bathroom break, bring your drinks, bring your snacks and whatnot. I'm going to go into intermission, but before I do, I'm going to share the link so that people can start coming in. Like I said, I want Sundown to join because I know he's more knowledgeable about this stuff than I do. But definitely, guys, follow me on Instagram, denise.gonzalez.villegas1, so that you can keep up with all the things that are happening in Latin America or in our Latin diaspora. Sometimes I don't have the time to do a video on everything because there's a lot of things happening. Let's be real, I have a life. So definitely, guys, follow me on Instagram. Let's interact. Let's get the discussion going. I'm gonna go into intermission, but before, I want to remind everybody that's here to make sure that you like this video and also subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you can, support the channel and donate. It doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, 50 cents, 99 cents. I don't care. If you can't, make your donation if you enjoy my content. Now, guys, I'm gonna go into a quick intermission right now, but when I come back, we will have more people sharing their thoughts on what's happening, what I discussed earlier today about Jaden Elier Santiago, and also what's happening with natives all around the world. So stay tuned for that, guys. It's 4:46 where I'm at. At 4:51, I will be back. So it's 5 minutes. Grab your drinks, grab whatever you want, relocate if you want to, plug in your devices, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. And we are back, guys. I hope you got comfortable, you relocated, and you are comfortable now. You took your break as I did and refresh yourself. Now, I'm gonna let Jose in. I see that Jose is here. Sundan has not get here yet. But before I let people in, I want to remind you guys that the views and statements of the guests do not necessarily represent those of the channel and or those of the panel members, as some comments may be offensive to select groups of people. Also, I want to remind you guys that by calling into the live show, you waive your rights to the use of your image and likeness for the purposes of the show. So, without any further ado, also, I want to remind people, just in case people have forgotten and got sensitive over it, do not use my content without written permission. Unauthorized use of content will be reported for copyright infringement. Okay, I don't want to see nobody crying about this later on. If you use my likeness or my videos without permission, don't be surprised if you get a copyright strike and then come crying to me. Okay, is that clear? I hope it is. In all fairness, let's start this discussion. What's up, Jose?
Good evening, Denise. How are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. How about you?
Uh, Fine, but to be perfectly honest, there's so much to unpack. First of all, starting with what happened to that sweet child. Some people may not know. Prior to me working for the city of New York, I worked in foster care for 5 years. And part of my job is to train people to become responsible foster parents. And these were the things that we try to bring to light as far as those who are considering providing a safe environment for a child. I'm just like to know, um, how are the judges picked? I mean, are they picked by the governor? Are they elected or what have you?
Yeah, they're
And
appointed. They're appointed.
of course, and another question: why isn't the Justice Department involved in this? Because you're talking about 8,000 cases of abuse.
Yes, 8,000 referrals for child abuse. I will share the screen with you with the news reporting this. And this is just for this year, by the way. This is just for this year.
That's
Uh,
incredible.
each week we get, look, over 8,000 referrals for child abuse and what's been going on only this 8 months. This is what's going on right now. 8,000. 8,000.
And of course, we got people passing the buck, which is
Oh, yeah.
what makes it even worse. I mean, but all right, this judge, if I can call her a judge, I mean, she should be not only should be removed from her position, she should be disbarred for making such an erroneous judgment. And the person who is the head of social services in Puerto Rico, she should be fired. She should be investigated and possible criminal charges brought against this person.
Of course. Of course. I agree 100%.
Okay.
It's just, like I said, it's so far, this year alone, her ruling has killed two people.
Yeah. Now, as far as boxing is concerned, I don't follow boxing too much, so I'm not going to say too much about it. Now, as far as the treatment of the indigenous people, it's sad that for hundreds of years they've been neglected, they've been mistreated, they've been taken advantage of. They've been inflicted with all types of diseases, and how easily we like to call these individual savages. I mean, you have certain indigenous groups that had very well advanced societies.
Yeah, of course. They have always been marginalized and pushed to the side. And like I said, they're always, people are under the preconceived notion that, they're living the life of Pocahontas, when in
Or,
reality, they're just suffering
or
and
they're
they keep
living,
suffering.
or they're living off, of the reservation was making money with the casinos and resorts and whatnot.
Yeah, but what percentage of that actually? What percentage of Native Americans, for example, are making money with the casino? It's not a lot, considering
Maybe
the amount of them that still live under the levels of poverty.
maybe less than 1%.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. It's just
But
crazy.
it is. I don't know if you are aware of the Trail of Tears.
Yeah,
Um,
I am aware of that. But
uh,
for the sake of the public, just expand on that, Jose.
okay, well, actually, what happened was you had a group of indigenous people that was forced by gunpoint to leave their homes to go to another part of the country under the presidency of Andrew Jackson. It is in our U.S. history, and unfortunately, it just shows some of the multiple sins that this country has committed. Um, Now, the fact of the matter is, while this country has performed great things, it's also done a lot of evil.
Yeah, like I said, especially to this sector, you know, like let's not forget, like the same things that had happened to our natives in Latin America are still happening to natives here in the United States.
Yeah,
Okay, so definitely, it's something that I don't know, Jose. We have put them to almost the brink of extinction, you know, to the point where we have them living in the conditions that I just showed. They're
hmm
about to be what, swallowed by the sea, and nobody cares.
yeah, because you know why? Because they don't have white hue.
Hmm.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
And
it's like I
no,
said, it's just crazy.
and no, folks, I'm not being anti-white. I'm just simply stating as is.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's another thing. I'm like, I don't care if you get offended. I don't think I have white people that watches me, but in case I do, if you get offended with what we're saying, then you have to go check your moral compass, because what we're talking about is like how actually white people did this to Native Americans and also indigenous people all across the board. It wasn't any other kind of people. It was specifically white folks that actually did this and put them in this situation because this is their land. We're guests in their land.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's even more sadder? Um, when the Europeans started coming to the Americas, the indigenous people, for the most part, welcomed them with open arms. Unfortunately, most of them abused them, mistreated them, killed them, assaulted them, awed them, and etc., etc., etc. And then we wonder why the native indigenous people strike back.
That's just crazy.
Mhm. Now, and the fact of the matter is, they were very intelligent as far as the use of the land, as far as farming is concerned, as far as hunting, as far as developing communities. Some of them had advanced languages. So there wasn't just a group of dumb brutes. I mean, they were intelligent people.
Yeah, of course. It's like I said, they invented the concept of zero. Like they studied the most, like I've said many times before, 36% of what we know about the sun today was discovered what millions in the past.
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, they even explore. Look, they even explore so many different things today that we disregard, to the point it's the same thing that happened with Egyptians, to the point where a lot of their buildings can submerge in earth and come back at a certain amount of time. How many things the Mayans predicted? Let's be honest, they cured themselves from so many things. They didn't have a lot of things. They didn't even have a lot of diseases going on. That's why their immune system was weaker when Europeans arrived here, because they didn't have to combat none of that stuff.
hmm
So at the end of the day, it brings the question. That's why I've been asking, were our ancestors better? And I've said it many times, when humanity is going to drop the ego and acknowledge that certain things that we discovered should have never been discovered and actually go back to the old ways.
Well, the problem is that you're gonna have vast societies. It's gonna have to have a change of heart, okay? Because, and forgive me for bringing religion into this,
Go ahead, go ahead.
but but the fact of the matter is, when we are not able to see individuals as they are, as God sees us, then we can perform all types of evil.
Yeah. But you know what? That concept also was brought by them. The whole European thing, and Christianity. I don't think Christianity today is the way it was before. But to be honest with you, we will have to see it. I think it's
Well,
gonna it's gonna split people the way it is. But to be honest with you, I'm just disgusted. Today's stream has been about injustice after injustice after injustice. It's going to. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm being Debbie Downer. you know, Today has been like kind of wonky because of all the things that we have spoken about. In case for all the people that are coming here, first like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so, and if you have not watched the stream from the beginning, after we finish, catch the replay and you will understand what we're talking about. But definitely, to be honest with you, this whole thing with natives, like, when is it gonna stop? It's the same thing I said with the whole DCPS situation going on in Puerto Rico. When is it gonna stop? When
I
they're
think
all gone?
what's gonna take is gonna take like a massive outrage of people before anything gets done. Just like similar to the situation 2 years ago when the people of Puerto Rico had enough with their governor and basically chased the man out of office.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe, like I said, it's going to take effort from all parts of the sector. And the problem that indigenous people have is that they're only 5% of the population, of the world population. They're only 5%.
Then
Even our Wakens are only 10,000 people. That's what's left of our Tainos. That's what's left. I see the music only says India still stands strong and their descendants of include mestizos and jarnizos. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the actual group of people where most of us are mixed with are not going to be here, are going to be erased completely because of the things that we're doing. I In previous streams I've spoken about what AMLO was saying about how he apologized to the indigenous population in Mexico. I think that why more people. That's what I said. We have to acknowledge. You guys know I bring Mexico here when they do something wrong, but also when they do something right. At what point people are going to drop the ego and actually follow this leader specifically on this?
it's going to take a real shifting of conscience. Now, I remember, Denise, I said this when we did the stream on religion and the commercialization of Christ. One of the things I said that we as Christians are going to have to own up to a lot of mistakes that have been made supposedly in the name of Christianity.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But ego is going to, definitely destroy, what's left of that community, in my opinion. Like I said, it's shrinking by the minute.
Yeah.
Johnny Mills said, I wish they did not came up with the Columbus Day. It should have been Native Americans Day in October. Yeah, definitely. Trust me. Ask me what we do with the Columbus Day. Because I certainly don't celebrate it. It's another day for me because what he contributed was nothing. He raised a group of people that where our roots, our ancestry, he raised it completely from the face of earth to never be seen again. And we're talking about 72 million people.
Hmm.
That's massive genocide. Like I don't. Let me not get upset, but
Well,
I don't know what's to celebrate of that. I just don't. He was just
well, you,
a dumb motherfucker in my opinion. And
well,
I'm
to be
sorry that I'm being rude, but it's just what it is.
well to be perfectly honest, Denise, there's certain days I don't choose to celebrate either. Of course, it's a little differently. Now, as far as Columbus Day, to me, to me, it's another day off. I mean, it's a pay holiday. I mean, that's how I look at it. I know that the Italian community look at Christopher Columbus with a lot of pride, but I wish they could actually study the man and actually took a look what he actually did.
Definitely. Look at what TC Beck says. Everywhere Europeans touch down, it starts to crumble. Yeah, that's isn't that weird that that's the same thing that Malcolm X used to say, like wherever the white man goes, they cause havoc. Music only says, well, we all descend from the conquistadors, hate it or love it. A lot of us are of that ancestry. Look, I'm gonna explain something because I've seen a lot of people often when we talk about reality, they mistaken it for hate. I don't hate Christopher Columbus. He doesn't occupy any space in my mind nor my heart. Now, am I saddened and outraged that there's a group of people that are my ancestors that I will never get to meet or that we will never get to pass down culture? Of course. And that's what we're talking about. I don't know why people jump to conclusions that immediately when you say Europeans are murderers, because of what they did. They killed 72 million of our people. We're talking about literally a huge chunk, a huge chunk of South America right now. We're talking about literally the Caribbean and Central America all together. Imagine if they were all dead tomorrow, like Thanos snapped out. That's what they did. So of course, when we talk about this, a lot of people get sensitive about the conquistadors because there's a lot of people that love them and whatnot. I don't care if you love them and whatnot, but let's just call it what it is. They're
Uh,
murderers.
Denise, the problem is people have the concept when the conquistadors came to the Americas, they came with flowers, they came with gifts, they came with food, they came with all sorts of goodies, and then it was a big, massive kumbaya moment with the indigenous people.
Of
But
course.
the fact of the matter is this: Spain wanted gold, Spain wanted riches. They first wanted to go to these East Indies. What happened? They discovered the Americas. So what did they do?
Exploited.
Exploited for the gold and the riches and whatnot. And let's keep it real. Unfortunately, the Hispano types have this glorification of the Spanish Empire. They're thinking, oh, the Spaniards came. No one was hard. No one was abused. Everything was hunky dory happy.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. TC Bake says a lot of Latinos are more Taino than what you guys think. Don't believe those DNA tests. You know what's crazy? There's there was this dude that sent two lizard blood, two different blood from two different lizards to the 23andMe, and the results came back, and it had a lot of data and whatnot. I saw the news the other day on that, and I was like, oh, hate to say it, hate to say it, people, but to be honest with you, that's hilarious to me that people believe those DNA tests. I've always said it. That's the stupidest shit you can do. And let me tell you something: the DNA testing that you do, there's a database that eventually law enforcement can access. So good luck.
Speaking about DNA tests, remember there's a certain individual which I will not name, who want to make the Dominican Republic white again, and talking about how in his DNA it's only 16% from Africa. But yet, if you take a look at this individual, he looks more African than anything else.
Yeah, of course, of course. Like I said, those documents and those, there's no way that you with accuracy can, determine what you have. I see that music only says I can track back my ancestry to a Lenca tribe and Spanish family. Luckily we kept those documents. Yeah, I can track back my ancestry to Haiti, and also I know my Spaniard ancestry because my grandpa, I've said this many times, especially on radical streams, my grandparent, my great grandma was a Haitian lady that was escaping the boogeyman era of Haiti, and she came to Puerto Rico trying to escape the violence and whatnot, just to be sexually assaulted by a Spaniard dude that left her with a bastard. And it wasn't until my grandpa was 18 years old, because he grew up being a Mort only. He was a bastard, and eventually, he tracked down his father and asking for the last name, and that's how we all became Gonzalez. But of course, we can all trace back our stuff. I can trace back my grandma back all the way to the Tainas. I'm not gonna share my grandma's picture, of course, may she rest in peace. But she will look. You will look at her, and you will see like just literally a Taino lady. Um, Carlos M says, "Well, my 23andMe was able to pinpoint my ancestry because my ancestry is well documented. The percentage fit exactly what I am." Well, good luck to you. Like I said, it's a personal choice. I just believe, to be honest with you, that there is no way in hell that without proper documentation you can actually trace back nothing. So with accuracy to the point, no, it doesn't. Because if that's the case, the list will go on and on and on and on and on and on. Because we will be able to trace back all the way to Adam and Eve if you believe in the creation, or to the primate that used to be your ancestor. Where's that? Where's that data?
Look, if I want to go into history, I can go
Look at
into.
this. Look at that. Do you see? Oh, you saw the same document that I saw. There was an iguana that got tested and it came back like 37% Nigerian. So much for that. It's like I
Oh my!
said, it's hilarious. I saw, you know what? You saw an iguana, but I saw the two lizards report. The dude that sent the two lizards blood. Oh my god, that was so weak. When I was like, Jesus Christ, that's crazy. It's insane, in freaking insane. When he said all that stuff, oh my god, that was hilarious. Two lizards came back with some DNA tracing back their origins, or maybe they do it for different species. That would be like a good explanation.
Could be.
It could be. You never know.
It could be, but the fact of the matter is, we have a lot of mentally damaged people in this world, and some of them to a more deeper degree as possible than one would think. When you think about it, first of all, you have people who are giving birth to children that really are not, they can't even take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Never mind, try to take care of another child. And I think this is something that we discuss. I think the first time I actually joined your stream.
Hmm. To be honest with you, Sondam was supposed to come in here to actually talk about his native roots. The TAPS community got him. So I'm gonna start wrapping this one up.
Which one? Because we have four groups of taps now.
Ooh, we have, for all of you guys that do not know, we have the Hispano taps, the slow taps, the diverse taps, the state taps, and you investigated another one, the correct taps. The people that seem, it's up. Before we leave, let's just leave with a little bit of humor, because this has been like a crazy stream about a lot of sad shit that's happening.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, when you encounter a person that it's always looking for politically correct terms to express their opinion, and everything is sexist or misogynist and all the ists and all the stuff, that person is a corrective. And they will come at you with like a lot of aggression to try to say how you should live your life, what you have to do, what you should think, how you should identify, who should you date, how you should express about people and whatnot. Those correctives are the most annoying human beings. And like I said, I know I have some here, to be honest with you. I just got bit by a corrective the other day. I think it was yesterday. And it cracked me up. And like I said, because I encourage people to express their opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and I said it, the craziest comment, the most hilarious comment from the TEPS community, I will give them a heart. Just go on my past video and you will see what I'm talking about. You
Okay.
know, the more hilarious these comments are, you guys are in the contest for a like, a heart from me. I will give them love. I have nothing for love for the TEPS community because it's hilarious to me. Don't think for a second you're pissing me off. You're making me laugh. Um, True Teacher says, uh, music only. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You ain't right. Music only says I'm a proud slow tap. Then more power to you. More
Um,
power to you.
Excuse me, but with all due respect, I wouldn't be bragging about it. I mean, to me, that'd be a source of shame.
Well, but let him, Jose. People are supposed to be free to do whatever they want. If he wants to be a slow tap, then let him be a slow
Okay,
tap.
but speaking about a slow tap, um, earlier this year, I had someone who happened to be a Trump supporter. So he kept, every so often he'll talk about how Biden's doing this, how Biden do that, how Trump would do, and talking about how the election was fraudulent and what have you. Eventually, I got to the point, and I said to him, um, "If you continue with this nonsense, I'm gonna block you."
But why, Jose? Why get so triggered by that?
Okay, first of all, look, if he wants to go on with drinking the Kool Aid that the mega crowd is selling, that the election was rigged, that Trump won, that Biden is the Antichrist, and that and that and that Kamala Harris is the real person in charge. You know what?
Well, that's true
But,
though. That part, I'm sorry, but that part is true.
well, okay, but if you want to continue with your massive stupidity, go ahead. Do it to your heart's content.
Do you
Do
think
not
that's
include me into it.
you don't think that Kamala is the one running the country?
You know what? I'm sure she is. But my thing is this: there was an election. Trump got elected. I mean, Biden got elected. Okay.
Oh, it was. You see, they're rubbing off of you.
See, that's what happens when. See, this is what happens when you get it when you have to deal with a slow tap.
True Teacher says, "Well, Biden is the Antichrist." True Teacher, why you say Biden is the Antichrist?
I better, yeah. Why don't you teach you don't come on the screen?
Yeah, to explain to us. Oh my God, how is the
I-
Antichrist?
But look, so it just get to the point when it's like I got more important things to worry about. I mean, I don't want to. If a person wants to deal with the delusion, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with facts.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I it's like I said, I don't judge people on their beliefs. I have my opinion on your beliefs as a person. Don't get me wrong, just every person that has a booty hole has an opinion.
True.
So definitely trust me, every single one of us has an opinion of each other, and it's not necessarily something you want to hear, but to be honest with you, um I believe in freedom of choice. I believe in freedom of thinking. My thing is that, your thinking is wonky if you don't have any facts to back it up. So, like, when we see the slow taps with the romanticizing of Spain, it's like, how can you be called yourself a Latino and romanticize that? Like, you're gonna erase the fact that 72 million of your people died. I would be, like I said, you can still be a proud Hispano tip, or a slow tip, or even a snow tip, but call a thing a thing. Call a thing a thing. That's it. You stop romanticizing something that is not romantic.
Hmm.
You know.
Well, just bear in mind, if the Spanish Empire was so great, why is not around today?
I don't know. Look at Truth Teacher says, music only. You're my favorite pet lizard at the moment. Sorry, I keep forgetting to feed you. Anyway, Jose, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I'm sorry, guys, that Sundown was not here. I think the TEPS community got him. So, Jose, final thoughts on today's stream.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your stream. Again, I was the only guest that you had tonight. So I guess, well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we got hit with a lot of sad news. But the fact of the matter is, we need to be aware of these situations. Hopefully, there'll be something that we can do to try to remedy the situation so there won't be any more cases like that dear sweet child or that lady that got killed because of the corrupt court system and the even worse child welfare system in Puerto Rico. The fact of the matter is, the native, there was a lot of great things that the indigenous people did, and unfortunately, we don't acknowledge it today. So it is what it is. Um, of course, I'm going to close the same way I close every day. People, please be careful out there because we are dealing with C-19 and we're dealing with the anti-vaxxer taps and the anti-mask taps. So, and the anti-common sense taps, and also with the rest of the mentally and intellectually challenged people. And we must reduce our contact with them because if we do not, our brain cells will begin to deteriorate, they will begin to die, and then we'll be talking like, this is where Snow speaks by.
Definitely, Jose. I'm gonna put you backstage. Thank you very much. That was hilarious, guys. I see that music only says do a boxing channel. Trust me, I have thought about it because I love combat sports, and trust me, I'm considering doing it. I just don't know if people want to hear me because I have my opinions on sports and whatnot, especially when it comes to boxing and MMA. But to be honest with you, I'm still considering if I should. If I should, you guys better stop by, okay? If I do it, but definitely I am considering it. So thank you. Now, guys, before I leave, I want to remind you, as I always do, to follow me on Instagram, denise.gonzalez.villegas1, so that you can keep up with me. We can share stuff. And let's not forget, I will be going on vacation. Okay. I will be going on vacation next month. So, guys, I'm not going to be here. I want to start prepping you guys for my absence, not that there's so many of you that are used to see me, but I know some of you guys actually appreciate what I do here every week. So definitely, guys, I will not be here for a few weeks, you know, and eventually, I will come back. But um, in the meantime, I will try my best to, upload and interact with you guys while on vacation. So, like I said, make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can keep up with it. We can talk. If you want to see something about, where I'm at, you can actually ask me, and I'll see if I can make it happen. But definitely, guys, um, I'm gonna be here for 2 more weeks, and after that, I will be gone for 30 days. So vacation mode on, social media off. So enjoy it while it's here. Now, guys, before I leave, I want to remind you guys that there is something brewing in the kitchen, and that is
Baby, let me tell you something. I've been checking you out. Baby, you caught my eye. I wanna see where this goes.
definitely, you guys see MK's Echo Chamber, Melanated Nights Echo Chamber. Make sure you go over there and you subscribe. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. Something is brewing in the kitchen. Like I said, it's going to be hot as hell over there. And trust me, I will be there. Not because that's my hobby, of course, but because, I know the topics that are going to happen. I'm putting the link in the chat so you can go and subscribe over there. It's gonna be a little bit more uncensored than I do here. Not explaining, of course, because it's more like serious topics and whatnot. But over there, it's gonna be more insightful, and also, it's gonna come obviously from the perspective of African American males and whatnot. So definitely, if you're a dude, because I know 89% of the people that follow me and consume my content are males. So if you are a male and you feel like you need a space in this YouTube community where you can actually speak your mind without being censored by stupidity and the correct tips that seems to want to regulate manhood, make sure that you subscribe to MK's Echo Chamber, okay? So guys, before I leave, I want to thank everybody for allowing me into their homes and your devices. It's been a pleasure. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Tomorrow, let's not forget, I'm not trying to be superstitious, but tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Okay? So definitely be spooked, be skeptical, be aware, watch your surroundings, but have a lot of fun. I will pop in this Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, because I have a case that needs to be brought up to, to the attention of others. Trust me, it's a case that you want to be here. You guys know I love, one of my passions is criminal justice. So of course, I'm going to be expanding on it. So definitely, I'm going to do a special edition of breaking news this Saturday at 10 a.m. where I will discuss what's happening. I'm trying to gather little details because I don't want to misinform people. I don't feel that's responsible. So of course, you guys, if you want to join Saturday, I'm going to be here. If you want to catch it on the replay and whatnot, you're welcome to do so. But I hope you guys go out, enjoy the sun, enjoy the summer, enjoy your partner, your kids, your friends, your neighbors, because we have had way too much craziness right now. There's a lot of craziness happen. There's a lot of people adding to the demographic of the taps. And I know that causes a lot of stress. Make sure you protect your mental health. Make sure you protect yourself. Wear a mask. If you want the vaccine, get it. If you don't want it, don't get it. But be safe. And like I said, always wear a mask. It has been a pleasure. This has been another episode of Latin Explaining with Denise, all about business and finances. Thank you guys for joining me. Good night. Be safe. Love you all. Peace.